Sunday, July the 17th, 2016, 2 days after St Swithin's, and we've got a pretty mixed day today, as is St Swithin's want. Tends not to give us one or the other. So today Cantley is on the Norwich to Lowestoft line, the Wherry Line as it's known, and I'm doing a couple of their railway walks. I'm actually combining walks 1 and 3 to incorporate a visit to RSPB Strumpshaw, because I'm hoping to catch sight of the Swallowtail butterfly. Been meaning to do this for a couple of years now since moving up here, but I don't think the gods are looking favourably on me today, because despite the bright sunshine at the moment, it's a bit windy, and that butterfly doesn't apparently like the wind, albeit that it's quite light. It's probably enough to deter it. So chances of seeing the rare swallowtail are not high today. May change as I walk along, but it was certainly not so windy up at Cromer when I left. But down here it's a lot flatter and the wind is more prominent. Trained out service down this way is pretty infrequent, particularly on a Sunday. Got some kind of factory just behind those trees there, possibly beet, not sure. Soon find out. There's an example of the kind of service you get down this way. Single car unit. Very occasionally you get that up at my station near Cromer. As I suspected, British sugar. I must admit the instructions haven't been very straightforward thus far, albeit I think I'm on track after a couple of minutes. Crossing the railway line again. There's no symbols to indicate this is a circular walk or anything like that, which is unusual for Norfolk County Council, certainly up my way anyway. I'm trusting the content of that note is no longer applicable. Some footpath diversion that probably affects this walk. That's dated August 2014. Some of the works, phase 2, occur in September 2015 onwards, so it should certainly be done by now. In fact, all you've done, where I'm stood now, is done a circuit. So you could actually have just walked along the platform to get to where I'm stood. Point 2 of the text, Burnt House Road junction, continues straight on towards that lorry. First sign of a footpath marker, Broads Authority. Looking back at Cantley with its beet factory, quite an eyesore. We're walking through a field margin here with what looks like maize either side of me. Then views over on the left there, classic Wherry country. See some yachts going down the must be the Yar, I guess. Not sure which river leads into Lowestoft. I know the Yar goes into Yarmouth, so I'm not sure what that river is. This walk is being a combination of 2 walks, should be about 8 miles, including a little visit to Strumpshaw, and we left about 11:30, so should be done, hoping to get the 4:20 train back. That's the plan. There are certainly plenty of butterflies fluttering around in these field margins, and the wind's dropped, so that's a good sign. It's incredibly warm down here as well. Interesting white flower there. Possibly, no, I've got no idea what that is. And another nice little crimson one there. Possibly someone can enlighten me. Interesting memorial to Princess Diana. 1997 this willow tree was planted here. So, grown quite well in 20 years nearly. Just check this post box, no mention of Gimmer Lane on it, or where it is, but I'm assuming this is Gimmer Lane, and we're back on track up here. Okay, so we seem to be back on track. This is the bend in the road on the left, referred to in point 3 of the text, or possibly point 4. Point 4. Going across this field of barley, which as you can see is ready to be cut, I'd say. Got a lot of cow parsley in it. Strange clump of what appears to be exotic plants in the middle of this field. Certainly see some rushes there. Maybe they're not so exotic. Could be a pond up there or a spring. Lovely wild colours in this bramble. There's our onward journey up the lane. In about a mile of road walking thus far, 0.56 of the text. Just encountered my first human of the morning on this walk. Local farmer on his vehicle. On track. 0.5 of the text refers, and the church should be over the hill on the left there. There it is. What a wonderful little church. Another one of the local round towered ones. Hassingham Church, that is. Delightful. Would have my lunch there, but it's a tad early at the moment. Being about 45 minutes into the walk. Just gone noon. From another angle. Well, a better viewpoint actually, not another angle. Lovely. Certainly a lot of dragonflies around today, I've noticed. But unfortunately I haven't been able to capture one still. So will do when I get a chance. I've just passed Run Cottage as referred to in the text down there on the right, and we're now coming to this kissing gate, which is still here. Surprises me, per the text. We're going to follow this footpath along this riverside. Wonderful. Now that is one of those very poorly designed kissing gates, as you can tell by the angle at the back there, where you can hardly get yourself and a day sack through. The metal circular ones are by far preferable and work very well. This one's outlived its usefulness, I think. For walking this is. So peaceful. Classic cuckoo territory, I would have said, at the appropriate time of year. So glad I heard one this year, up at Felbrig. First one I've heard in about 3 or 4 years. Incredible. Good to see plenty of new hedge being planted here. Hawthorn. Not sure what the other one is. Possibly some kind of field maple, don't know. Anyway, good to see. There's today's death. Looks like it's been attacked by a hawk again. Feathers everywhere. Pigeon. Approaching the village of Buckingham, which is where I leave walk 3 and join walk 1, and where I propose having lunch at the church there. The old rectory Buckingham. I wonder when that was built. Incredible. Interesting building. Lovely splash of violet here in the hedgerow. Again, don't know my flowers, but I'm sure someone can let us know. Bees certainly like it. So here we are, almost at St Nicholas Church, Buckingham. Interesting notes here about rook roost viewing. No indication of the name of this church yet, but it's another one of those round towered ones. Looking back at the church. There's the old ragwort, and at the back there I can see one of those cinnabar moths. Well, certainly the caterpillar of anyway. Looks like a tiger. They love it. Poisonous to most creatures, but not the cinnabar moth. So I'm actually going to take my lunch now at Buckingham Station, which is where walk 1 starts. This is a strange station. I only open on Sundays, and significantly linked, as you can see by the RSPB symbol, with Strumpshaw. Only certain trains stop here, apparently, and you have to request those. Okay, 1:30, lunch has been had. Just check my recordings, and just under 4 mile done so far. About an hour and a half. So let's press on. A number of options here, including one back to Cantley 3.8. So the version I've done is very similar to that, 3.9. We're continuing on to Strumpshaw Fen. The old single car unit going back on its return journey. Interesting tree. Some kind of maple by the looks of it, don't know. You might be able to hear music in the background. I'm not sure if that's coming from Latitude Festival, which is in North Suffolk, which isn't that far away from here and might be carried in the wind. Can't think what else it might be. Just passing the perimeter of Strumpshaw Fen Nature Reserve. Since the text was written, it refers to a gnomery at this keeper's cottage here, but long since gone. Some nice shaded walking, nice and cool in here. Here's Hall Farm referred to in the text. Our onward journey's here left, up to the reserve entrance. So here we are, RSPB Strumpshaw. One of the few reserves I would have thought where you have to cross a railway line to get in. Amazing. So I've just spoken to the warden, and one swallowtail has been spotted today so far, up the far end of the reserve, which just so happens to be where the rest of the walk continues past. So I'll go and have a look, you never know. Apparently this time of the year I'm right between broods, so they're quiet at the moment, but then back in abundance in about the next 10 days time. So that's bad timing. 5 of the text, come off the road, follow this byway, which hopefully is going to take us to the Swallowtail. So here I am in Strumpshaw Fen. Let's go and have a look. Seems at this time of year you're more likely to see the caterpillar than the actual butterfly. Shame. You can see it's probably too windy for them today as well. Certainly a nice aroma from this milk parsley, which I think is what this plant is. Nice memorial on that seat. Young lad. Interesting. Otters are back in here. Big marsh harrier there. Big old bird. Yeah, I lost him. Doesn't quite make up for not seeing the swallowtail, but rare enough. No, I lost it. Section of this walk is a narrow footpath past the back of houses. So here we are back at Blundall, just under 8 miles later, 3¼ hours. The old hippie's starting to play up, so it's going to need doing sooner rather than later, I reckon. It's taking the enjoyment out of the walk. Kicked in around mile 3 or 4 as well, so clearly that can't continue. Walk itself was enjoyable enough though. Nice bit of scenery, variation, pleasant enough weather. Didn't see the swallowtail, but saw a marsh harrier instead. Not quite the same, but hey ho. So that's Wherry Line's part of 1 and 3 completed. Or is it all of 1 and part of 3 completed? That's it.